Państwu. Będę prowadzić to spotkanie po angielsku, bo zdaje się, że są na sali osoby, które nie rozumieją po polsku, ale chciałem przynajmniej przywitać w ojczystym języku. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting will be in English because I think there are some people here who do not possibly understand Polish, so for their sake. My name is Daniel John, I'm Polish Consul General in Sydney, and I'm very pleased and thrilled to see all of you here tonight at this media launch of the Quo Vadis conference. The conference itself, of course, will take place at the beginning of October, but now this is the time to present it and to encourage you to participate, get involved, and tell others about it.
It is an extreme honour and a pleasure to have so many distinguished guests here at the media launch. So many presidents, vice presidents and members of Polish communities that make up what us as Polonia try and represent to the youth and to the community of Australia. What I really wanted to do at the early part of today is introduce what Quo Vadis is to Australia. Many of you may not know what Quo Vadis actually stands for, but it's a Latin term that means where are you going? And the whole conference concept, and which has really become a movement and an international movement, was founded 5 years ago in Canada. This movement over the last 5 years has shown that the Polish youth of the world really has the ability to strive and move forward to the next level and really work together as a movement, as a group of youth, to set the goals and set the targets for where we want to take Polonia across the world. So, what are the aims of the conference? Quo Vadis Conferences as a group was formed on 3 simple, I guess, values. The heritage of Poland and Polonia, the unity of us as individuals coming together to work as an organisation, work as teams, and also on leadership. Now, we all don't have to be leaders. We can't all be leaders within our respective organisations, because otherwise nothing would get done. But to be a leader does not mean that you have to be the president or the vice president. You can actually lead by example, you can lead by being an influential person, and you can lead by being a quality type person that actually shows what it is to work within the organisation. The conference was started in Ottawa 5 years ago, and I was introduced to the conference concept just over 2 years ago now. And a lady which we'll introduce shortly on the video by the name of Ania Barycka was one of the founding members of the conference. A group of students at a university in Ottawa decided that the best way that they felt they could actually achieve the goals that they were trying to do was to develop a conference that would allow them to learn and share their experiences and network and work out how they can actually help the Polish community within Canada. The following year the conference moved to Windsor and then afterwards to Toronto. And in Toronto they decided to bring the US of A into the mix and show how the USA and Canada can work together and the Polish youth can actually work together. The following year, with the conference suddenly being exposed to 2 countries, the organisers and the chairs of the previous conferences had a bit of a dilemma. Where do we host the next conference? So they finally decided to take the option of splitting the conference up into almost what you could call a franchise and running the conference in Canada, in Calgary, and also in the USA in Chicago, one of the largest communities of Polish people living outside of Poland. And that was a phenomenal success. We had over 80 people attend the conference in Canada and over 120 people attend the conferences in Chicago. 2 years ago, when I was at a leadership conference in Poland that was run by Australia.This Poloniny, when I met Ania Barycka, she told me about this conference that brought Polish youth together, that was apolitical and a-religious and didn't have a reason to have I guess, a political stance, but allowed people that weren't of harcerstwo or weren't part of a dancing group to come together and actually work together and network for whatever purpose they decided to find their spot within the Polish community. When I heard about the conference being run, I really thought that this was something that Australia needed. And Szymon later on will talk about why we're bringing it to Australia and the logo and so forth, and as well as Karina and Asha. But 2 years ago when the conference was brought, I guess, to my attention, I decided that this was definitely something that we had to do. So we're going to play a bit of a video now that will sort of explain a little bit more about the conference and really what we're trying to achieve. So Szymon, conference and so forth. Without giving and taking away too much from my executive, I also want to now introduce my executive. I started this journey 2 years ago. And when I put this bid forward to the Chairman's Club, as they call themselves, that are the founding chairmans of each conference, I put the bid forward in September of 2012 and was awarded to say, yeah, we'd like you to go ahead with the conference in Sydney. Apart from myself and Szymon, none of the other executives have experienced what I've experienced both in Calgary and Chicago last year. And I was a little bit worried as to how am I going to get them to believe in this movement, this concept that is unifying Polish youth from around the world together to work together as a group of people to help build and promote Polonia from around the world. And I truly have to say that I was blessed by who I got, because initially I asked for a couple of people that I trusted, that I'd worked with in the past. And suddenly I found a brilliant treasurer and a brilliant secretary, Asha and Karina, who are sitting up here, who will be talking very shortly. Together with someone who had experienced one of the conferences in Toronto, Szymon Edzik, who is a Canadian, so we can't hold that against him, but he's a true blue Polish Canadian, if you can call it that. And the four of us got together, and instantly the passion in my executive was unbelievable. It fired me up to the point that I knew that this concept would work in Australia. Over the coming weeks, we found a group of people that shared the passion and we're now working with. So I'd like to introduce Nicole, who's up the back playing with the computer at the moment. Nicole looks after all our social media and is really going to be the driving force with communicating to via our social frameworks. Next to Nicole, we have Carolina, who is fundamental in helping put together, so thank you very much for this. We also have Eleonora, who is looking after our marketing. Who else do we have down here? We have Eva, Eva, hiding up the back. So Eva's also looking after marketing and public relations, and a few people that couldn't be here today. Wally from Melbourne put together the lovely video, and he'll be looking after all of our video needs during the conference and actually putting that so that the wider community can see that. And also a dear friend of mine, Marcin from Brisbane, who helped put together the lovely brochures that you're looking at there.
The theme of Quo Vadis Sydney 2013 is Connecting Tomorrow's Future. It highlights that whilst there are thousands of Polish youth and young professionals within our Australian community, often we are not able to connect with them, and due to the lack of a common purpose or goal, they are simply integrated within the Australian community. Historically, youth have attended Polish school, participated in youth camps, harcerstwo, Polish Scouts, dancing groups or religious activities. However, they often leave as they mature. We also know that these types of activities are not suited to everyone. Quo Vadis Sydney 2013 aims to find the hidden Polish youth and young professionals that are within our community and connect them. Our aim is to provide them with a vehicle and platform to explore our Polish identity and culture, develop new local and international projects, increase the visibility of our community and the transmission of knowledge from current Polish leaders to the next generation, further developing the values of heritage, leadership and unity. Connected, we will ensure that the future generations can continue to do great things with our community. Connected, we will ensure that our organisations will continue to grow and we, today's youth, continue to develop and work together. The creator of the Quo Vadis Sydney 2013 logo is Anya Lukyanov, a Polish-Australian graphic designer from Melbourne. In creating this logo, she states, "The Quo Vadis Sydney 2013 logo was based on the notion that we, as individuals, are single puzzle pieces, and it's not until we are brought together that we realise the bigger picture and thus our full potential. The translucent pieces interlaying both on top and within one another remind me that Quo Vadis provides us with the opportunity to not only connect with those we know, but to bring our friends together and create layers of new networks and friendships. The logo is colourful, representing youth, vibrancy, and the variety of professional areas we come from. Quo Vadis Sydney 2013, connecting tomorrow's future."
We did have a very long discussion this afternoon with the executive, and there are some subjects that I wanted to highlight here, but actually during the question and answer session, some of them have been highlighted enough. And these were, for example, the fact that the global aspect of the conference, possibly into the future, and also the fact that the conference is not meant to be a competition to the existing structures of Polonia, but a complement and a sort of new quality, but at the same time collaborating with the old structures. And in fact, Quo Vadis Australia has formally applied to become part of the Rada Naczelna of the Polish Community Council of Australia, and I believe that you will be accepted in June at the annual general meeting. But I would like to thank very, very warmly to everyone involved. I would like to say it is really absolutely fantastic, and it's thrilling to see so many young people, such young people of Polish origin, so deeply involved in this activity and wanting so much to make this conference happen and make it a success, which I'm absolutely sure it will be. It's fantastic to see you so engaged, so willing to dedicate your times and energies and your knowledge and your experience and your abilities and your enthusiasm to all this. It's really great. It's something that I think we have been, we meaning us bureaucrats, but also the Polonia members have been talking about for a long time, about the need to make young people active, to bring them, to attract them to the Polish community, the organization, some kind of activity for the Polonia and for Poland as well. And this is just happening. So it's a great, fantastic thing. So I'd like to congratulate you on this, to say that it's really wonderful, and I wish you every success in this endeavor, and I hope this will become a great event this year, and then it will develop and snowball and become an important part of the life of many people in Australia and worldwide.
Quo Vadis will be joining us, or join already, and I'm actually never thought that nominating Maciek to Szkoła Liderów will bring that sort of effect. That was part of what we need in Polonia, and a Polish organization, the young people joining us, not only on the level of scouts and on the folk groups or dancing groups. We need them more. They professions, they skills, fulfilling the position of us. We are not forever in that organization, and thank you, Maciek, and thank you to the team to creating such great event, and I wish you great success.